Hello, Princess on a Pillow here. I am here to do a review slash recap with my opinion on Love After Lockup Season 6, Episode 5. It's titled Gangsta Prince Charming. Damn it, I am not wearing any lipstick. Hold that thought. Much better. Alright, let's get started. We're going to run through this fast. I did not split it up this time. I did not split the episodes up this time. So we're going to try and go through this quickly so that my phone doesn't cut off on me. First couple is triple Alexis, Julius, and Ashley.
Here are some results.
Alexa, stop. Okay. Julia goes to the hotel to see Ashley in person for the very first time. He knocked on the door. She flung the door wide open and yelled, "Julius!" She's an idiot. She's too dramatic for me. She should have played it cool. When he knocked, she should have said, "Who is it?" Then, when he said, "It's Julius," she should have silently counted to 10, then open the door slowly and say, "What's up?" Play it cool. Anyway, she hugged him and he rolled his eyes. And she's very good for his ego. She said he's a Prince Charming gangsta. She told him he is a lot sexier in person. She is just feeding his ego. She said Julius said she looked different in person. He said she looked good, but she's pretty thick. He said her vibe is a little over the top. I think her vibe is a lot over the top. Ashley told him he's sexier than Chris Brown. So Ashley wanted to go swimming. Julia said no. He said he can't swim and he ain't getting in no water. He said she's coming on way too strong and she's not his type. He says she's quirky and she's weird. She's a weirdo. In the meantime, Alexis is calling him and he's ignoring the call. And Alexis, she's suspicious. Ashley asked Julius if he was nervous to meet her. He told her no. He said he's a vibe. She told him she's a vibe too. Then she said, "Let's vibe together." He told her, "I just got out of jail. I'm trying to chill. I'm just trying to chill." He said, "We can kick it, but you getting the wrong idea." That's what he told her. Imagine a man telling you that. That's a woman's line. That's not a man's line. Saying you getting the wrong idea. That's something a woman usually says. She said she don't know who this imposter is, but this ain't her Julius. She asked him if he's sure he wanted to be with her. She said, "We are in a relationship." Julius said, "Who said that?" She said, "Are you effing serious right now?" He said, "Don't do that." I guess because she cursed at him, he's like, "Don't do that." She said, we're not, she asked him, she said, "We're not in a relationship?" He said, "No, we're not in a relationship." So she got up and left out of the room and she goes somewhere to cry. She said he ruined her birthday and she waited all day for him. You should have been spending your birthday with your kids. That's what you should have been doing. Ashley said Julius is cocky, he's rude, he's disrespectful, and he's a liar. Now she regrets having his name tattooed on her breast. So she goes back into the room and she has to knock on the door because she forgot to bring her keys with her when she stormed out the first time. So he opened up the door for her. And when she got back in the room, she goes off on him with her foundation running down her face from crying. He told her we are not in a relationship. He told her he was testing her to see her character. He told her she is building a fantasy in her head. He told her we never even met before. So even though he said all of this to her, she still wants him to spend the night. He told her no, he ain't spending the night. In her confessional, she pulls out a text message he had sent her while he was in prison. And text message said, "I love you and I'm going to be the man you need me to be when I come home." She told him he's a liar. He asked her what did she do for him while he was locked up. She said nothing. He said, "Then why are you acting like I owe you something?" That's a song. She told him he haven't done anything for her either. He told her, "I'm in jail." He said, "I'm the catch." Julia's crazy. She asked him if there is another person. Surprisingly, he said yes. She asked him if he was with her yesterday. Surprisingly, he said yes. She said, "So why are you here?" Exactly, why are you here? She told him he's a effing idiot. She told him to enjoy his free time because he's going right back to jail. She told him he's a piece of shit and he has nothing to offer anyone. She told him he can't even effing swim. Wait a minute, girl. I can't swim either. You better watch him out, okay? I can't swim either. So Julius just laughed. And then she left out the room again crying. So then Julius, he left out too. And he took the stairs because I don't think he knows how to operate the elevator. He said he feels bad leading her on, but when you're in jail, texting and talking to women is entertaining. Next up, we have Will and Courtney. Courtney told us that she grew up in a single-parent household. She said her relationship with her mother has always been rough. They've always butted heads. She said she was addicted to drugs and she was selfish. She said she was a troubled child. She said in the past, she has hurt her mother and broken her trust. Courtney said she is nervous to tell her mother something. So they're driving, and then they pulled up in front of this building. It's a county community corrections building. And apparently Courtney has been there before, a few times before, because she recognized the building. So when they got out of the car, Courtney told her mother that she has warrants in Washington. That's where the mother lives. I guess that's where she was living when she, that's where she grew up or whatever. Yeah, she told her mother she has warrants in Washington and that she did not pay, and that she didn't pay the warrants, and that's why she did not parole to her mother's house in Washington, because she didn't pay for the warrants. Courtney said she thought the warrants would just go away. Well, if you thought the warrants would just go away, why didn't you parole to the mother's house? Anyway, she said she may be arrested that day for the warrants, and they may take her straight to Washington. The mother asked Will if he knew. Why is she asking Will if he knew? What difference does it make if Will knew or not? So the mother asked Will if Will knew. Will said, yeah, he knew about the warrants, but he didn't know she could get arrested today and be taken to Washington. So Courtney hugged the mother, she hugged Will, and she went into the building to find out, her sentence, to find out what's going to happen. She went in to see the parole officer. So then later on, she comes back out and everything went well. They didn't take her to jail. And apparently the state of Oregon does not give a damn about what happened in the state of Washington. The state of Oregon said whatever you did in Washington, that's on Washington. So she don't have to worry about it. All she got to do is never ever go back to Washington. The law is so weird and twisted though. It's so weird. So Courtney said she want pizza, penis, and a nap. Me, I want I want pizza, beer, and a nap. Forget the penis. I want pizza, beer, and a nap. She want pizza, penis, and a nap. Okay. But Courtney wants her mother to kick rocks so she can spend some alone time with Will. And I agree. Why is the mother there? Why did she come to Oregon? Why did she come to... I'm saying Oregon wrong. Oregon. I'm saying it wrong. Why did she come there? She never visited her daughter while she was in jail the entire time, 15 months, because she said she didn't have the money. So how come all of a sudden she have the money? Is she there now because it's because she wants to be on TV? I don't know why she's there. Anyway, Will took them to a Christmas tree in the center of the town and got down on one knee in the rain and proposed to Courtney and present her with the big rock of a ring. And she said yes. And the mother is pissed. The mother don't think they should be getting married because the mother don't think they know each other long enough to be getting married. So the producer asked Courtney if she wants to be with Will for the rest of her life. Courtney said, I don't know. She said, we'll see. She can't predict the future. Of course she don't know. Crazy. Next, we have Kiana and Demondrick. Demondrick has been in the halfway house for 2 weeks now, and it's time for him to be released. He's happy, and so is Kiana. Kiana goes to pick him up, but first, she put on a sexy dress. She spread out panties on the bed and rose petals on the bed because after they get back, that's they're gonna be doing their thing. So she goes to pick him up, and they drove to the father's barbecue. Everybody's happy to see him. Everybody ran to see him. The kids, his brother, everybody ran to see him and gave him a nice hug and everything. And Kiana is worried because she doesn't get along with his sister. Because the sister is friends with Jawilla, who is the baby mama that Demondrick cheated with. She's going to be in for a rude awakening when she sees Jawilla shows up, I tell you that much. So then, while he's outside greeting his family, Kiana goes inside and she's talking to Demondrick's stepmother. Her name is Teresa. And Teresa spilled beans. Teresa said Jawilla was over here yesterday and Jawilla coming to this barbecue. She'll be here soon. And Kiana ain't happy about that at all. So Demondrick is outside talking to his father. And he seems to have a good relationship with his father. His father did time in jail as well. And Demondrick feels guilty that his father did time. He thinks it's his fault because his father used to smoke weed and he went to school and told him that his father smoked weed. So they raided his father's house and took his father to jail. And so he thinks it's his father's fault. It's not, so you think it's his fault that his father went to jail. It's not your fault your father went to jail. Your father shouldn't have been smoking weed in front of you. Okay? You were a child. You shouldn't have been doing that. That's a no-no. Okay? So the father told Demondrick not to let being in jail beat him down, to pick up from where he is and make better decisions. Demondrick said he is going to break the generational curse because he doesn't want his kids going down the same road. Well, for one thing, it's not a curse to break the law. It's a choice to break the law. You're going to break this generational curse of going to jail? Y'all broke the law. That's why y'all went to jail. It wasn't a curse. Secondly, you wouldn't be the one to break the generational curse. Your kids would be. You already went to jail. You haven't broken the curse. It's in your generation already. The next generation is your kids. It's up to your kids to break the generational curse. Okay? All right? So, what happened next? Let's see. So I'm glad the stepmother told Kiana that Jawilla was going to show up because she shouldn't be blindsided. Don't blindside her. Don't do that to her. That's not right. That's not fair. So Kiana said she did not know Jawilla was invited to the barbecue. She thought Jawilla was gonna just drop Demondrick's kids off and keep it moving. And she ain't happy to hear that Jawilla was invited. But she better get used to it because she better start accepting it and expecting it because Jawilla is in Demondrick's life forever. She has 3 of his kids. So Jawilla showed up, but she only brought 2 of the kids. Just like last episode, they only showed 2 pictures of the pictures of 2 of the kids. For some reason, she's keeping the other kid out of the picture. And Demondrick's stepmother, Teresa, got on Jawilla for not bringing the other kid. She's like, this is his other child. You need to bring him around too so that we can see him and he can be a part of the family. And Demondrick defended Jawilla for not bringing his son. Demondrick said when he went to prison, his youngest son was 4 months old and now he's 2. And he's wondering also why Jawilla hasn't bring the child around him. I think maybe that child ain't his. And maybe that child don't look like him. Or don't look like the other boys. And maybe that's why she don't want him to see the other child. I don't know. Hey, But why didn't she bring the kid around? She had no excuse why she didn't bring the kid around. Even though the stepmother was fussing at her. Even the father was fussing at her. Saying, how come you don't bring him around to see us, to meet us? Anyway, Demondrick defended her. He said, don't worry about that. Just relax and have a good time. Don't worry about that. So Demondrick went over to Jawilla and gave her a hug also when she first showed up. And Kiana did not like that. And then he stood there and was talking to her and was defending her, because his stepmother was asking about the other child. And Kiana did not like that at all. because he was just hanging around Julia. So Kiana got upset and she walked off, and Demondrick followed her, and Kiana said, why is she staying? And Demondrick said, this is my daddy's house. She can come and go whenever she feel like it. And he said to her, Demondrick said to Kiana, is she bothering you? She ain't bothering me. Is she bothering you? And then they fussed and bigger for a little while, and then that was it. I'm tired of her. She's gonna have to buck up and realize that this woman is in his life forever. Next up, we have Brooke and J.K. J.K. went into the office to see his parole officer, and 2 hours later, he's still in there. So Brooke went in there to see if what was going on, but then she comes back out and says, I'm scared being in there. There's too many people in there, and I'm scared to go in there. I bit my tongue. Yeah, she said there was too many people in there. She was scared to go in there, so she came back and waited in the car. An hour later, he comes out, and he told her that they extended his curfew to 7 p.m. for 7 days and weekends as well. So now he can spend time with Brooke and Alexis. He said, but if he's a minute late, they're taking him back to prison. And if that's the case, I wouldn't wait until 7 p.m. to come to the house. I'd be in the house at 6 p.m. every night. You hear me? I'm not taking any chances. So JR wants to go see his grandmother, but Brooke wants him to go see her sons. So she drive him to, those kids don't know him, and he don't know those kids. Take him to see his grandmother, because his grandfather died while he was in prison, and his grandmother is the last grandparent he has. So she needs to just relax and stop being a bitch and take him to see his grandmother. But she did. She took him to see his grandmother, and while he went into the trailer, the grandmother's trailer, to talk to the trailer, he made Brooke wait outside. So he's hugging and kissing his grandmother, and they're talking and everything, and Brooke is annoyed because she said she waited 3 hours for him to go see his parole officer, and now she got to wait outside for him to see his grandmother. And she called her mother to bitch to her mother that she's sitting out here waiting on JK. In the meantime, JK's grandmother is saying she's saying she don't want anything to do with Brooke. She don't like no Brooke. She like Alexis, and she wants to know what happened with him and Alexis. He told her Alexis was, sending him money, calling him, putting money on his books, coming to see him and everything. But then she cheated on him. That's why they broke up. But the grandmother don't care. The grandmother don't like no Brooke. But then he took her outside to meet Brooke, and Brooke gave her a gift. But the grandma said, thank you, this is nice and everything, but she still don't see it from that damn Brooke. She said, I don't trust her. So next thing, JK's cousin, John, pulls up, and they hug and kiss, and, they're the best of friends. And we found out that John was a jailbird as well. And they stepped away to talk, and JK borrowed John's phone to call Alexis to let Alexis know the next day they're having a party, and he don't want her to show up because he don't want no drama between her and Brooke. But he did make plans to go see her after the party. So then they leave the grandmother's house, and Brooke wants to take him to go see her kids. She said, oh, it's 5 o'clock. We can go see the kids. JK said, no, it's not 5 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock. I need to go home. She goes, no, you need to go see my kids. You promised you would go see my kids. He was like, I'm not going to be late for curfew. If I'm late for curfew, they'll send me back to jail. She said, well, you promised them. She said, when is it going to be my time? When is it going to be the kids' time? And they get to arguing. He said, what the hell do you want me to do? She said, I want you to go see my kids. So he gets up out of the car and he gets up out of the car and said, you're a fucking bitch. If the shoe fits, wear it. Because she is being a bitch. This man can get sent back to jail if he not back in time for his curfew. So then, he jumped out of the car, cuss her out, slams the door, and his grandmother was right. Brooke is not the one for him. She's very unreasonable. Why does she want to go see these kids so much? He even saying, let's call them. We don't even have to go see them. Let's call them. They're kids. They don't give a shit about JK. They don't know him. They've never met him. They can meet him another time. But she's adamant that she wants him to go see her kids. But yeah, he jumped out of the truck, slammed the door, called her a fucking bitch. And yeah, that was that. Next up, we have Savannah and Bradley. They go to Bradley's homecoming party. Savannah is nervous because Bradley's younger sister, Caddy, does not like her. So they walk into the place. Bradley greet all his friends. They toast, they drank to his release, and then Caddy walked in and she hugged Bradley, and Savannah goes over to talk to Bradley's other sister, Alyssa, and they hugged each other. And then Bradley sat down to talk with Caddy, and Bradley told Caddy that Savannah micromanages him. And that's a no-no. You should not tell a family member the issues you're having in your relationship, because that causes more problems. So Caddy is ready to blame Savannah if Bradley goes back down the wrong path. She said Bradley is her world. But where was she? Did she visit him when he was in jail? Did she put money on his books? Did she go pick him up from jail? Did she offer him a place to stay when he got out of jail? How is he your world? What has she done for him? Samantha thinks Bradley will choose Caddy over her. Why would he choose his sister over you? You're staying at his mother's house, a nice house. I don't understand why she feels this way, because his sister has done absolutely nothing for him. So Bradley's other sister, Alyssa, told Savannah to go talk to Caddy and clear the air. And she said, I know Caddy is intimidating, but you should go talk to her. This little snot-nosed puppy of a girl is intimidating. So Savannah goes over to talk to Caddy, and Savannah basically told Caddy, if you have anything to say, say it to me. Because she's heard Caddy talking shit about her behind her back, saying, I don't like her, I don't like her, I don't like her. So Savannah told her, if you have anything to say, say it to me. Caddy said, well, I don't like you, and you know it. Caddy told her that she and Alyssa are nothing but drama, and she don't want anything to do with them. She don't want them around her. She don't want them in her life. And she said she don't want Savannah to trigger Bradley into using or going back down the road that he came from. Bradley's a grown-ass man. If he can't handle his drugs and his crime, then he needs to go talk to a psychic, or he needs help. He needs to go to rehab. He needs to do something. It's not her fault, whatever he's doing. She didn't make him do what he did. And of course, Caddy brings up Bradley telling her that Savannah is controlling. See, he should have never told his sister that. Anyway, they didn't yell, scream, or fight with each other. And I think Savannah handled herself well. She told Caddy that the people who claim to love Bradley should respect who he chooses to be with. And she's right. But Caddy didn't have anything to say after that. She had shit to say after that. So she ended up walking off saying that Bradley's a grown-ass man and he can make his own decisions. You think? Yeah, he is a grown-ass man. He's older than you and he can make his own damn decisions. So I don't know what the hell you're trying to stir up. So Bradley was the one that made the decision to sell drugs and carry guns. Matter of fact, he was Savannah's dealer. She didn't get him into trouble. He got himself into trouble. You know? She didn't get him thrown into jail. He got himself thrown into jail. He's a grown-ass man making grown-ass decisions. So why does Caddy think Savannah is the one that's going to make him spiral down the wrong road? She didn't make him spiral down the wrong road in the first place. Caddy needs to go someplace and sit down. And she's not intimidating. She is clueless. Last but not least, we have Joey and Michael. At the halfway house, Michael told Joey, I hope you have $20 because I'm not coming back here. And Joey walked off and started to cry because he just wants Michael to do the right thing and act right and straight, fly right, because he doesn't want Michael to get thrown back into jail. So when he was done booing and crying, he walked back over to Michael and gave him a hug. And Joey told Michael that he is overwhelmed. Joey talked Michael into going back to the halfway house at 10 p.m. Then they drove to Michael's mother's house. Michael ran and hugged his mother and cried and told her he was sorry. He's not sorry enough because he's ready to mess up again. He was ready to mess up 10 minutes after being released from prison. Michael said he doesn't deserve an angel like his mother. He doesn't deserve it, but yet he keeps messing up, right? He keeps disappointing her. His mother made him call the halfway house to get permission to be, to not to come back that night. So he calls and got a voicemail message and left a message. And he think that's fine. He don't think he needs to speak to somebody. He think that's fine to just leave a message saying, I'm not coming back tonight. And that's it. You need to talk to somebody and get permission. But he think leaving a voice message is just perfectly fine. So they left the mother's house and Joey said that there's a lot of pressure on him. And I want to know what pressure. What pressure? All he has to do is be at the halfway house at 10. That's all he has to do. He has no rent, he has no mortgage, he has no job, he has no car, he has no bills, he has no kids, he has no spouse. He has no responsibilities. None whatsoever. I think jail is the perfect place for him. Jail is the perfect place for him because he has nothing to do in jail but sit around, hang around. There's a lot of guys there he can mess around with, and there's also drugs there. So I think drugs. I think jail is the perfect place for him. He said he has pressure from his mother, the PO, and from Joey. The only pressure that he has from them is them telling him to do the right thing. Just do the right thing. Be back at 10. That's the only pressure. You can't follow that one damn rule. I think Michael will be back in jail soon. He'll be back in jail soon. So they go to the hotel, and Michael claimed he got a message from the PO saying it was okay for him to stay out all night long. And so after they get into the room, Michael left and said he was going to go to the halfway house and let them know that his PO gave him permission to stay out all night long. But I think he's going to go get some drugs. I think he's on his way to go get some damn drugs. And while he's driving, he's telling us that he needed to get away from Joey. He said Joey is drama. He said Joey loves him differently than he loves Joey. He said Joey will let him get away with murder. And I think he's just on his way to go get some damn drugs. And that was the end of the episode, and this is the end of my review. Thank you so very much for watching. Princess on a Pillow here. Bye.